Our leisure time, but a special show this weekend lets you see how close that dream is to becoming a reality. Joining us now with the details are Joseph Wess and Colleen Valerio. Valerio?
Valerio.
I was right the first time.
Close.
I shouldn't have questioned it. Yeah. All right, Joseph, we'll start off with you. You've been on numerous times talking about different shows, vehicle shows, job fairs, recreation shows. Now, what's really unique about this particular show?
This is a show where you can go down and see some folks come from out of town and talk about their properties that are, recreational properties that you can buy. They come to you, so it makes it easy for you to, discuss all the different things that you got to know when you're buying a property out of town.
So other than Alberta and BC, I know that those provinces will be featured prominently. What other countries are we dealing with here?
We've got things like Honduras, Mexico, the United States, and Dominican Republic. These are, she laughs. And yeah, these are places where, a lot of Canadians are buying, and a lot of folks are living there. I even know some folks that buy properties, and there's other people from Edmonton living right next door. So, a little piece of Canada somewhere else.
All right, and that's why we brought Colleen in here to talk about the Dominican Republic. And how popular is it for Canadians, and specifically Western Canadians, to buy a property down there?
It's huge. Half of Canada lives there, almost.
Really?
Oh, well, it's warm, right? It's 28 in January. So there's a ton of Albertans, absolutely a ton of Albertans, and a lot of people from Ontario, and we're seeing now from Manitoba and Saskatchewan. So the town that I live in, a lot of the businesses are owned by Canadians.
Where's that?
We live between Sisseau and Cabarete, so both of those towns, the bars, restaurants, boutique shops, a lot of them are Canadian.
So how close would that be to like Punta Cana?
Well, Punta Cana's on the southeast. We're on the north coast, which would be the Puerto Plata all the way through to the Samana and the Las Terrenas area.
So what kinds of questions should people bring to you if they come to this particular fair and want to know about your area?
Well, I think for the first thing people look at, obviously, is weather. They want to be warm, but there's other questions that when you're considering foreign property that really need to be answered. Things like, what's the title system like? Do you actually own it, which you do in the DR? What's the government like? And any country that has that much tourism is obviously very foreign investment friendly. How tied are they with trade and things like that? Just what's the community? And you asked a good question, how many people are down there? Well, it's great to see a palm tree in the beach, but you need friends, and that's a really big part of why people buy.
Are they specifically retirees? What is the average age of somebody who buys a property down there?
Our buyers are usually 45 to 65, and no, they're not retired. They're pre-retirement, and they buy when they can still pay for it, is what I think they do, and then they use the property themselves for vacations, and then they let it rent the rest of the time. So everything is done with a management system where they maintain it, clean it, pay the bills, clean the yard, clean the pool in the case of a house, and then they rent it for you.
Well, let's talk about the economy then, because people typically think, because it was so bad down in Phoenix for a while, everybody was buying property down there. What are the prices like in Dominican Republic?
We tend to sell things, there's all kinds of prices. Our average prices are probably between $150,000 US to maybe $400 US. Okay. But in that $250 range for a house. Condos are oceanfront. Houses tend, your own yard, your own pool for those prices.
Joseph, anything else going on down there other than these discussions here for properties?
Well, we have, it's nice to talk to her. I met her this morning, and it's good to talk to a realtor. They have all the information, but everybody down at the show will be able to tell you some of the bits you need to know. I think you brought up something really important, is that people they go to these places, they love the climate, they love the environment, and they're not thinking about the broom closet, the laundry room, and all these things. So these developers and these folks will help you stay focused on what you need to know.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming in. Hope you do well.
Thank you.
The Edmonton Journal Recreation Property Show takes place from 9 until 5 this Saturday. Mayfield Inn. For more information, 780-429-5553. Stay with us. We're back after the break.